General officers here present, uniformed and non-uniformed members of the BDF, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I nearly heard that's good. Let me respond by expressing my delight of being here and my being taken aback at the enormity of warmth I felt when I went to school. Not warmth as in the temperature, no, it's warm. Warmth in terms of your pleasantness. Truly. You know, when you are doing the job that I'm doing, like I started this morning, I went to cabinet, but not the cabinet room. I had to brief the vice president, the ministers for presidential affairs and the assistant, and the private secretary to the president. And I had to sign off a whole lot of documents. And before I got in here, I got a call, a pretty distressing call. So when you get into a room full of people and they exude warmth, it's very, very comforting. So let me talk to you. Let me talk to you. Santa, so Billy say the lead singer here. Magibula. Le Mugura would you. Elivar Gibot Macha. Commander Tazama and say, Cabo. But I listened to the lyrics of the song, and let me attempt to put them into context as I talk to you. We in the government have spent a lot of time thinking outside the box with respect to your conditions of service that have not been as we wanted them. You may remember that the BDF was put into place in 1977 when the Act was promulgated. And this Act has never been reviewed since inception. It has since been reviewed with a view to improving your conditions of service. The details of the contents of those improvements I will leave to your commander and your minister, but they have improved your conditions as an organization. Government also ordered a review of conditions of the public service and engaged a company called 21st Century in 2016. And they put together a report with recommendations. Some recommendations we could afford to take on, but a number we could not, purely on the basis of our financial position. In the same year, we engaged Sabadil, a consulting company, to review the conditions of service of yourselves. And in the same way as for the public service, there are some that we could afford and others we could not. So let me talk to you about those that we could. We've agreed and approved the realignment of your pay structure with that of the entire public service, so that you can transition from the practice where by 15 professions in the BDF were aligned to the public service structure through a delinking exercise. This approval means that our key resources, which are soldiers, some of you here at the rank of private, will now enter at an improved salary scale of B1 instead of B3, effective 1st April 2019. I've been told that soldiers being soldiers, true to who they are and what they are, have given it a nickname. How did it touch forward. Then goalie. Or if you speak like that, additional to these improvements, cabinet memorandum on the establishment of a separate pension scheme for yourselves has been circulated and will be determined very soon. But the intention of this memo is to enable you to retire honorably with a net replacement ratio of 75% or better. So those of you who are not retired yet, when this comes into effect, you shall return home with more in your pocket than those who retired before this memo is approved. I have also instructed your ministry to speed up the establishment of the Veterans Affairs Office, which will take care of your needs post-retirement. We have not forgotten the civilian employees of the BDF, and we have determined that they too require a separate structure and conditions of service from the public service, because you are unique. You are not your regular public civilian servant. You are quasi-military. I've been told that if you're doing well, they'll call you quasi-military. If you perform badly and you're not in the military, they'll call you quasi-civilian. For that purpose, I have also instructed that a holistic exercise should be conducted, starting with the establishment of a specific act dedicated at dealing with the employment of non-military personnel in the BDF. If you look at the program of Parliament, there's an intention, the drafting of the bill will come, it will be debated, go to Parliament. It will not make it to the July Parliament, it will make it post-July. But come it will. But I also want to remind you as soldiers and officers of the Botswana Defence Force that the creed by which you are established resonates with the foundational creed as embedded in the Constitution of this Republic. You are an organ of the state, you are an instrument of foreign policy, but your primary duty is to protect the sovereignty, the integrity, the asset base of Botswana. The definition of Botswana and what Botswana is, what a Botswana is, what is owned by Botswana, must always be your guiding torch. So not only do I encourage you to remain focused and loyal to these beliefs and value systems that help us realize these beliefs, but remain motivated in the full knowledge that what you do has no measure with respect to the criteria attributes of honor, dignity, and integrity. You are the only group of people in the security cluster who have pledged and signed, even by all your own blood, to, if need be, lose your life in defense of your country. Remain focused on that, and I, as your Commander-in-Chief, will make sure I too am prepared to lose my life in defense of this country. Knowing that we come from the same pot, rest assured, I will not, as a deliberate act, without consciously thinking it through and submitting myself to advisement of those who are experts, put any one of you in harm's way. But if need be, you will be deployed to defend the ideals for which this country is known. So, carry your duties, do your work, refresh your bodies, your souls and minds, alert them to the code of discipline and esprit de corps. Ensure command remains command, and you stick by it. That is commonly known as being a disciplined soldier. Good morning.